Good morning. Uh, I'm here with Councilmember Marty Emerald, Councilmember Mark Kersey, Representative of the District 4 office, Jimmy Slack. I just have to point out that Jimmy Slack has been working on these issues in this district for a long, long time. So thank you, Jimmy, for your work. Mark, of course, I'm sorry, Councilmember Kersey is the chairman of our new infrastructure committee on the city council. And Marty Emerald has, in her second term now on the council, has been working on infrastructure issues for a long, long time. Each one of us was just elected in 2012. The major question at every event that we attended, of course, you didn't have an election, but the major question at every event we attended was about infrastructure, whether it came up under potholes, whether it came up under hours that the rec centers would be open, whether it was the way the streets were, whether it was the water mains, whatever it was, infrastructure was the key. And we've come through a long history, or a long number of years in San Diego where we have not had the money to be proactive in any of this stuff. And each of us promised that we would spend more money or give more attention to our infrastructure needs of San Diego. Each one of us said that. So today at the City Council, led by the chairman of the Infrastructure Committee, Councilman Kersey, the City Council will take up a bond issue for a capital improvement project totaling $35 million, which we see as a down payment on the vast needs of the city in terms of infrastructure improvement. We're standing in front of the Skyline Hills Library, which was how many years old is this, Jimmy? At least 40.
Yes.
If you walk in there, I hope the cameras will go in there. This is a library that we went into when we were children. I mean, it's a very small library. It does not have the resources that you would expect in the 21st century for our children. Even the computers are very limited, very small space. They don't have the kind of access to the whole kind of computer resource any library would have today. So this library is going to be replaced, as is the San Ysidro Library will get a new library, as the Mission Hills and Hillcrest Library will be renovated. And we will look at a new fire station in Mission Valley, the most needed one in the whole city. We are going to look under Mr. Kersey's leadership at street improvements, not only the resurfacing of streets and pothole repair, but the whole concretization, if you want, you can define that, of our streets. We're going to look at sewage, stormwater improvements. The $35 million is outlined there, but we see this, again, as the beginning of a focused effort that will finally deal with the infrastructure needs of this city. I would like to thank Councilmember Kersey for his leadership here. I would like to call on him to explain a little bit about the bond issue, the street repairs that you took the leadership in, and how that's going to take place on the City Council today.
Great. Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, everybody. As we start to emerge from the worst fiscal crisis the city's ever seen, we have to stay focused on the next big challenge, fixing our streets and sidewalks, parks and libraries, streetlights, and storm drains. A couple of months ago, the City Council created a committee solely focused on infrastructure. With $1 billion in needed repairs, and I should add, that's just what we know. It could be higher after we do condition assessments. Our committee got to work. We started working on a 5-year infrastructure plan. We're looking at how the city manages its assets. Last month, we started work on a policy to make sure that neighborhood input is a permanent part of how we prioritize projects throughout the city. How we invest in infrastructure is also a part of our mission. Last year, a process was started to bond for about $25 million to fix city facilities and streets. Last week, this council and this mayor decided that we could do better. Today, the council will consider adding an additional $10 million to the package for stormwater and more concrete street repairs. That's a total of $35 million. And Mayor already talked about where it's going to go. It's going to go to the Mission Hills and San Ysidro libraries, fully funding a new building for the Skyline Library here today, building the Mission Valley Fire Station, station number 45, fixing the Mission Beach boardwalk and seawall, and making improvements to our stormwater system to keep our rivers, beaches, and bays clean. And nearly half the funding is going to go to streets and roads, which is the thing that my office gets the most complaints about. We're dedicating nearly $10 million to fix concrete streets, which are in our oldest and often neediest neighborhoods throughout the city. For example, take a look at this street right here. Printed out a picture of it. This is Adams Avenue, around 54th Street in El Cerrito, which my colleague Miss Emerald represents. And these concrete streets are expensive to fix. There's no question. They're a lot more expensive than asphalt. But in some of our older neighborhoods, they're quite simply a fact of life. I've heard estimates that we have about $100 million in concrete street repairs that need to get done. I applaud the mayor for agreeing to more investment in concrete street repairs in this bond rather than waiting for a future bond. He's been very vocal about his commitment to our neighborhoods. My colleagues on the council are focused on working in the community to fix our long neglected infrastructure. We're tackling it by streamlining our project delivery process, creating a 5-year infrastructure plan, and bonding for about $80 to $100 million every year. I'm looking forward to working with the community, my colleagues, and city staff over the next few months to develop a list of projects that will go into our next bond, which I believe is slated for later this year or early next year. You know, it makes sense to bond for infrastructure projects right now. Interest rates are low, construction costs are also low. As the economy improves, the cost of bonding and building these projects is only going to go up. So we have to be diligent in prioritizing projects and getting them done. The council's decision today will help us be diligent in jump-starting our efforts at a critical time. This will be the council that fixes San Diego. Thank you very much. And I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Ms. Emerald.
I just want to say it's great. Ms. Emerald is the chairman of our Public Safety Neighborhood Services Committee on the City Council. She has worked for neighborhoods and infrastructure since she's been on the council. I'm going to call, she's the chair of that. Instead of you calling Mr. Chair, I'm going to call you Mr. Infrastructure, Councilman, because you've taken the leadership. We thank you, and we thank Ms. Emerald for this really joint effort to make sure that we really meet the needs of our city's neighborhoods.
Thank you very much. And of course, this bond first started last year when the city received $27 million in a settlement from SDG&E over damages caused by the 2007 wildfires. That money was put into our liability fund, and we're bonding against that. This additional $10 million is incredibly important. I'm really excited about this bond issue and the fact that we can move forward with it, with the vote from the rest of the council members, of course. I'm very excited about this development this morning because a project near and dear to my heart is being fully funded finally, and that is Station 45 in Mission Valley. You might recall that for the last 10 years or so, firefighting crews have operated out of a trailer in the back of the Qualcomm parking lot. And serving one of the highest density communities in all of San Diego. It's really kind of a ticking time bomb in terms of public safety in that very, very dense area. And we constantly have to call on resources from other neighborhoods to respond to medical emergencies and fire calls. So at last we have the final amount of money needed to break ground on that fire station directly across the street from Qualcomm Stadium on Friars Road. We're told that we may be able to break ground as early as this fall, so it's a very exciting time for public safety, and it moves another agenda along. Our Public Safety Neighborhood Services Committee a couple of years ago approved a 5-year action plan based on the findings of the Citygate report of our public safety needs here in San Diego. So the Mission Valley Fire Station was identified as the #1 priority. We still have another 10 fire stations that we need to build out, and working with Mr. Kersey and the Infrastructure Committee, we're hoping to come up with a financing plan to build those 10 fire stations as well. And by the way, one of those 10 right here in the Skyline area. And if you look around here, this is a heavy residential area, sorely in need of a new expanded library to serve all of the residents here, the kids who go to school and need the extra resources, and also a new fire station to keep everybody safe here in the Skyline neighborhood. So we're really excited about this, looking forward to approval today from our council colleagues. And I want to thank Mr. Kersey for his leadership in our infrastructure committee, and of course our new mayor, who has said from beginning that he's going to put neighborhoods first, and he is. This is about neighborhoods first, and this is another big step in the way to achieving something on behalf of our community. So thanks.
Thank you, Madam Chair. As we put together our budget submission for the next fiscal year, the city chief operations officer asked me what my priorities were as we put together the budget, and I said public safety and neighborhood infrastructure. What this bond issue does is both. It addresses critical public safety needs, the fire station that is the most needed in Mission Valley, and it moves us forward in neighborhood infrastructure, whether we're talking about Mira Mesa or the beach area or Skyline Hills. So we'll be happy to take any questions you may have on this step forward for our city.